Hello, I'm Hannah. We're at Paper Dress Yoga here. This is going to be a shorter sequence, working through the entire body, particularly paying attention to the hips and the pelvis area, openness and a bit of stability. This class is brilliant if you just want to stand alone and do the class, but equally if you then wanted to follow it with a short meditation or pranayama exercise, that would also work really well. Before you get too comfortable sat down, we're going to start standing up. So when you're ready, come to mountain pose, the feet hip distance apart. They say that's about 2 fists between the inner arches. And make sure that your feet are parallel. You can have a look to the outer edges of the mat. From here, circle the hips a couple of times, just so you feel the distribution of your weight move around the soles of the feet. Coming back the other way, nice and even. Rocking forwards and backwards. Feeling your connection to the earth. Land the feet, feel them spread. Lift your knees, circle the shoulders. Let the shoulder blades reside down the back of the body and your palms will gently turn forward. Chin is tucked to keep the back of the neck long, and after all that, close down the eyes. Just taking these few moments at the beginning of practice to check in, to turn your gaze inwards and perhaps work out what you might want out of today's practice. There'll be options to dial it up. Equally, there's always options to slow it down. Allow the muscles of your face to soften and start to practice that fuller, deeper breath. In and out through the nose if that feels accessible. On the inhale, there's that sense of space and expansion. Exhale, that sense of strength as the lower belly gently lifts up and in. Inhale, your whole torso broadens and widens. Exhale, feel your grounding connection to the earth. Stay with the breath for a couple more moments. And then on the next inhale, reach the arms wide and up above the head. Your palms touch. Draw them down your center line and bow your forehead towards your fingertips. Gently blink the eyes to open and lift up the gaze. Keep the palms together and have a little softness in your knees. Create a bit of warmth and friction by rubbing your palms together. So you're creating this energy between your palms. And then take this kind of gentle rubbing up and down the arms, across to the other arm, across the chest, onto the belly, a nice circling massage of the belly. Your lower back, where the kidneys reside, give them a little love. The bum, the backs of the thighs. So as well as physically warming up and creating energy in the body, leaving it down towards the calf, you're waking the body up. So part of this practice really is to feel into the body, to get us away from our busy minds. Coming up the shins, be gentle around the knees, your thighs, back to the belly, and then flicking off, almost like you're getting rid of what you don't need. And then pause for a moment. There might be a nice little tingle or buzz in the fingers, just notice. Maybe the body feels a little more alive and present. And then blink your eyes open, we're ready to begin. Feet comes nice and wide, so about as wide as your mat, heels in, toes out, hands into prayer. You want your knees, when you bend them, to go in line with the middle 3 toes. As you inhale, the arms reach wide and up above the head. Exhale, bend your knees, and like you're pressing a giant coffee plunger, the palms come down your center line. Only come as low as you can recover from. Inhale, the arms reach wide and up. Exhale, bend your knees and lowering down the bum. Take a few more of these, and if you fancy, you could try closing down your eyes. Make sure you're matching the length of the movement to the full length of the breath. Exhale to come down, feeling that connection between the heel and the bum as you inhale, rise on up. And then exhale, we're going to stay down there. Your forearms could rest on your thigh, perhaps you're higher up in your squat. Otherwise, maybe your bum drops a little lower. It's early in the practice, so maybe you have a little waddle from side to side, warming up the hips, the tops of the feet. Perhaps finding a moment or two in stillness, rolling some weight to the outer edges of the feet. And then bring your hands down onto the mat. I'm going to turn towards the front. Inhale, lengthen the spine halfway up. And exhale, place your hands, walk yourself back to downward facing dog. Spreading the fingers, feet at least hip distance apart. They can be a little wider. This is a really delicious stretch, so feel into it. A few moments to move, to instinctively work out how your body feels in this shape today. Can you find that breadth across the shoulders? Perhaps a little bend in your knees allows you to lengthen your spine, tipping the tail a little higher up towards the sky. And then maybe the heels begin to get heavy. Give the head a little shake, make sure it's soft, the side of the neck. Take one more deep breath where you are. Then allow your tailbone to begin to drop, which will start this ripple of you coming forwards into a high plank, shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, spike the bum back up into the air, stick the tailbone to the sky, downward dog. Take that a couple more times, so the tailbone drops, you begin to ripple forwards into a high plank, puffing up the spot between your shoulder blades. Exhale, belly bum up into the air. One more time. Inhale, rolling forwards, belly working nice and strong. Exhale, up and back to downward dog. This next bit, if you're feeling lower energy, you can do from all fours. If you're sticking with me, we're going to do it from downward dog. On an inhale, your right leg lifts up and back behind you. Exhale, bring the right knee towards the right upper arm. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale to the upper arm. One more time, reaching up. This time you're going to hover it towards the upper arm and then swing it across to the other upper arm. The knee rocks out and even a little wider, and then in and across. Take two more of these, so you're moving your thigh bone in your hip socket. Definitely building some strength whilst we're here. And then this time lift the leg all the way up and back. Look towards your hands. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand and drop the back knee down. Low lizard. You can always grab a blanket or a cushion to pad up that back knee. And then let's take a bit of movement. So you could circle your hips. They could be big or small, but try and make them slow. Perhaps coming back the other way. Maybe you rock backwards, peeling the toes back, and then forwards. So we're bringing a bit of movement into an area that we're working perhaps a little deeper into. And then pausing with the mound of the big toe down. Perhaps, or you could lower down onto forearms. If you get down there and you realise you've stopped breathing or your face is screwed up, you can always reverse back out. Or perhaps using a block or a book to support underneath the forearms. Can you breathe into the back of the body here? Final deep breath. Maybe you tuck the back toes and lift the knee if you want to increase the challenge a little more. And then pop the knee back down. Creep your right foot to the middle of your mat and draw your hips back. Again, bricks underneath the fingers work really well here. Peel your right toes back, breathe into the back of the chest, and then exhale, perhaps you fold a little deeper. Getting a stretch down the back of that leg. You're almost plugging the thigh back into the pelvis. And then reversing out a little, your hands are underneath your shoulders. You're going to lift your belly in and up and slightly round the top of the back. Intention is to lift that heel. See how you go. It's strong in the thighs, strong in the upper body, the belly. Take a couple of breaths there, or perhaps you're just kicking up a few times, feeling the strength at your center and in the leg. And then place the sole of the foot back down onto the mat, frame it with the hands, step all the way back, downward dog. Pause there for a breath. And then we'll do all that on the other side. Inhale, the left leg rises up. Exhale towards the left upper armpit. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, left upper arm. Last time reaching up. This time hover it there. You're going to swing it across to the other upper arm. The knee comes out to the side, in and across. Take that 2 more times. So we're working with hip mobility and strength. And then glide that leg all the way up and back. Look to your hands, step the foot outside and land the back knee. Take the same kind of movements that you did on the other side. So maybe you were circling. If you're circling, make sure you go both ways. I like the idea that you're oiling up the joints. You're creating fluid so everything can slide and glide. Maybe you rock forwards and backwards, beginning to get into the hamstrings here. And then place the sole of the foot down. Find your lizard pose. Staying up on the hands is fine. You could even lift up onto books. Maybe you can come down a little lower. Notice what happens to the quality of your breath. Can you keep it smooth and deep? For the last moment or two, maybe you lift the back knee, tucking the toes under. You're breathing into the back of the chest. Drop the back knee, creep the foot to the center, and draw the hips back. Hamstring stretch, the toes peel back towards you. You might need to glide the heel forwards. Inhale, find space in the back of the body. Exhale, bow and find length. Pausing here for another moment. And then reverse back out. You can have your hands on bricks if that helps. Belly lifts in and up. There's a puffing up of that spot between the shoulders, and perhaps you lift up that left heel. So it's strong in the thigh and the core. Maybe you take a couple of little presses. It's like you're aiming to kick yourself. And then from there, land the foot back down, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Taking a big breath where you are. And then perhaps drop the knees, bum to heels. Take a couple of moments in child's pose. The hips, bum dropping back towards your feet. And know that this is a place you can come to at any point throughout the practice if you need to rest or take it easy. Can you breathe into the back of your body? And soften the face. Nice place for a releasing breath in through the nose. And sigh out of the mouth. When you're ready, your arms reach out in front, toes tuck, bum up, downward facing dog. From here, take as many steps as you need to walk the feet to the hands at the front of the mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your legs, use them to lengthen the spine halfway up, shoulders roll back, belly in, head and spine in line with the neck. Exhale, soften the knees, bow down. Taking that twice more. Inhale, you lengthen, fill up the lungs. Exhale, empty them, bow down. Head tucks in. Last one. Inhale, find length and space in the body. Exhale, empty and fold. Press your feet down. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Then draw the hands down through prayer. Taking a big breath here. And we'll move through some flowing movements, some lunge salutes. Little challenge if you're up for it. Try a couple with your eyes closed. It really makes you ground through your feet and connect to your own breath. So perhaps give it a go and embrace the wobbles if and when they come. Hands start at the heart. Inhale, the arms reach out and up. Exhale, soften knees, bow down, fingers to the earth. Inhale, lengthen the spine halfway up. Exhale, place hands, right foot back, knee drops down to the earth. Inhale, front foot presses, arms reach up to the sky, low lunge. Exhale, frame the front foot, step back to plank pose. Take an extra breath in here. Then drop knees, tops of feet, lower forwards and down onto the belly. Inhale, peel up the heart, low cobra. Exhale, toes tuck, bum up, downward facing dog. Just one deep breath in. And smooth breath out. Right leg rises slowly up and back. Exhale, step the foot forward and drop the back knee down. Inhale, reach to the sky, lengthen. Exhale, frame the front foot, step forward. Inflate the lungs, come up halfway. Empty them and bow down. Inhale, reaching up. Lengthen to the sky, hands down through prayer. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, place hands, left foot back, knee drops to the earth. Especially if your eyes are closed, press that front foot down and reach to the sky. Exhale, frame the foot, step back, and lower down, all on a breath out this time. Inhale, peel the heart up, low cobra. Exhale, toes tuck, bum up to dog. Big breath in and out. Left leg rises slowly up and back. Exhale, step the foot forward and drop the back knee. Inhale, reach to the sky, strong legs. Exhale, frame foot, stepping forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, reaching up, stretch to the sky. Hands down through prayer. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow down. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, place hands, right foot back. The knee can stay lifted this time. Inhale, reach to the sky, high lunge. Exhale, frame the foot, step back and lower down. You can use full chaturanga if it's in your practice. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, downward dog. Fill your body up and empty it out. Right leg rises slowly into the air. Exhale, step the foot forward. Press the foot down to reach the arms to the sky. Frame the front foot, stepping forwards. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, reaching, lengthening. Hands down through prayer. Final one. Inhale up. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, place hands, left foot back. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, frame foot, step back, lower down. Inhale is your back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Just one breath in and out. Left leg rises up. Exhale, step the foot forward. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, frame foot, step forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, reaching up, lengthen to the sky. Hands down through prayer. Hands rest at the heart, close your eyes. Pause there for a moment. Can you allow yourself time to digest that flow? Is there anything that you could notice, any shift or change in the body? Maybe your heart beating, it's in there somewhere. Perhaps even a buzz or tingle beneath the skin. Soften the face, deepen the breath, and give your toes a little wiggle. Feel where your feet are on the mat. And then gently blink, smile the eyes to open. We're coming to a balance. I'm going to mirror you. You're going to pour all of your weight into your left foot, so the left foot feels like it spreads. Hands at the heart center, two options. Either bring your right knee in, give it a squeeze, staying there. Perhaps bring the knee in, hook the foot and reach out. If you want to try a little challenge, reach your right leg straight up and catch it with the fingers. Tricky one. Standing up nice and tall, bringing the left hip in a touch. Take another big breath with the leg out to the front. And then open the hip out to the side. If you're feeling super steady, maybe you could look in the opposite direction. Nice, so we're getting a nice opening with the thigh bone in the hip socket. Leg comes back to center, the fun bit. Both hands onto your hips, point the toe, and lift the leg a little bit higher than you'd like to. Bum is really working, thigh is squeezing. Then flex the foot and slowly glide that leg behind you. I'll meet you here. So you're hinting at a warrior three. The toes then find the back of the mat. As you inhale, reach the arms up to the sky for a high lunge. Exhale, allow the front knee to bend a little. Inhale, reaching to the sky. And then bring the right hand down onto the mat, the left arm to the sky. You're in a twisted lunge here. If you could see yourself in a mirror, your arms are stacked on top of each other. There's a little grip of the right finger pads. Stay where you are, or come to side plank variation, or side plank by stacking the feet on top of each other. My habit is for my top hip to roll back. See if you can keep the hips stacked, and maybe the top arm reaches up and over to get a bit of a side stretch. Take one more breath here. And then place the hand down onto the mat, moving through a vinyasa, that little flow of movement. We meet back in downward dog for a big breath in and a full breath out. Then lift your heels, bend the knees, look forwards. Step or spring the feet to the hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, reach to the sky. Hands down through prayer. We'll do that lot on the other side, so I'll start off facing you. Again, I'll mirror. You're going to pour all your weight into your right foot. So before you go anywhere, feel the right foot spread. Find your drishti, something to gaze at, and then either draw the left knee in, hook the toe and reach, or if you were a bit more of a challenge, lift the leg into the hand. Once you've got your position, stand up nice and tall, shoulders down the back, belly in, and you're drawing that right hip in just a touch. From here, perhaps opening the leg out to the side. Maybe you look over the other shoulder. Balance is a brilliant way of keeping you centered, keeping you here and present. The leg comes back to center, both hands on your hips, point the toe and lift the leg as high as it'll go. Feel the heat in your body build and perhaps feeling the strength. Flex your foot, then glide that leg behind you. And again, I'll meet you in this position, so a hint of a warrior three. The mound of the big toe reaches and you find the back of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, landing here. Take another breath into the back of the ribs. And then bring the left hand down, the right arm reaches to the sky. The hand is a little in front of the foot if you're moving to side plank variations. You're very welcome to stay here though. If you're moving, you roll onto the hard edge of the back foot. Your other foot creeps halfway, or maybe you stack the feet. I like reaching up and over because it gets a nice side body stretch. Take another deep breath wherever you got to. Then bring the hand down onto the mat, moving through a vinyasa. And we'll meet in downward dog. Breath in through the nose and out the mouth. Lift heels, bend knees, look forwards. Step or spring feet to hands. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, reaching wide and up. Hands down through prayer. Take a moment in mountain pose. Then creep your feet wider. So like we did in the beginning, we're coming down into a squat. Hands at your heart center. Inhale, the arms reach out and up. Exhale, draw them down your center line. Elbows coming either to rest on the thighs or to the inside of your knees. You are very welcome to stay here and practice your squat. Those of you that have a crow practice or you want to have a little play, your hands come down. There's almost a grip of the mat with your finger pads, and a little bit like we did in that high plank, you want to round up the spot between your shoulder blades. Your bum lifts up, elbows bend in towards you, and knees find the backs of the arms. Gaze is towards the front of the room. You don't want to look down, I know it's tempting, but that will bring you down with the weight of the head. On an exhale, perhaps you rock the weight forward. Inhale back. Couple of little plays, you don't even have to lift the toes. If you can, brilliant, lifting up the toes, allowing the bum to drop a little. You can work towards straightening the arms, taking another couple of breaths, squeezing the thighs. And then from here, perhaps shooting back towards chaturanga, lifting the heart. We'll meet together in downward dog. So however you got there, no problem. Take a big breath here. And then on an inhale, your right leg lifts up. Exhale, step the foot forward, drop the back knee and reverse back. You have a couple of options here. One is to stick with Hanumanasana. The other is to reverse back and sit on the heel. That left knee lifts. You have a little play with a balance, your hands coming to your heart. Maybe for a moment, you're lifting that right heel. Have a little play, so wobble's all part of the parcel. And once you've had a play with the balance, your fingertips come down, you power through that left leg, gliding the right leg up to the sky. Standing splits just for a moment, give the head a little nod, a little shake. And then you're going to glide that leg down. I'm going to move forwards on the mat. You're going to glide your right knee down the back of the other leg. And you're going to sit down in between your heels. I'm going to move towards the front of the mat so I have a little bit more space. So the left knee is bent, the left foot on the mat. Hug that shin in so you can sit up nice and tall. And then coming to a twist, the left hand comes behind you. Perhaps you keep hugging that left shin in. Maybe you make a stop sign. You move a little bit of rotation further. With every inhale, can you sit up nice and tall? With every exhale, maybe there's a bit more twist. The head and neck can get involved, gently looking over the shoulder without causing any tension. From here, you're going to release back to center. And we're going to take this into pigeon pose. Your left leg glides behind you. Your right shin works towards the top of the mat. If you need padding underneath the right side, then equip yourself with props. Then be on your fingertips. As you inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale, begin to lay yourself down. 2 more. Inhale, peeling up the heart. So like a wave, then laying the self down. Final one, lifting up. And then exhale. You could lower down for a couple of breaths. Maybe make a prop for your head, or the head could go directly onto the mat. See if you can send your breath around the entire body. What can you let go of here? Can you soften your face, your belly? Releasing a final breath gently through the mouth. And then reversing back out. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck the back toes, lift the right leg up and back. Your choice to just rest in downward dog, move through a normal vinyasa, or with the leg floating. It comes down when you move through your back bend. And then we meet again in downward dog. Last bit of standing on the other side. Left leg rises up and back. Exhale, step the foot forward, drop the back knee, and then reverse yourself back. You're either pausing here in Hanumanasana, or have the back toes tucked, reverse back so you're sitting on the heel, and you lift that right knee. Hands come to your heart, and maybe with a bit of luck, you lift that left heel. Strong in the thigh, the belly, even the shoulders a touch. Heel lands. Right leg is strong. Press it down to glide the left leg up into the air, standing splits. Head is heavy, leg reaching up to the sky. Then you're going to bend both of your knees and glide the knee down the back of the calf. Again, I'm going to creep forward towards the top of the mat so there's more space. You're sitting down in between your heels for a seated twist. Right shin is on top. Hug it in so you can sit up nice and tall. Right hand comes behind you. Either keep hugging that knee in or make a stop sign and press the elbow against the knee, rotating. Take 2 more breaths here. Perhaps rotating a little deeper on the exhale. Then unwind from there. Pigeon pose. Glide that right leg back. Shuffle the shin of the left leg towards the front of the mat. Find your pigeon pose so you can use what support you need under the left side. Then inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lay the body down. Twice more, like a wave. You're inhaling, lifting. Exhale, lower. Last one. And then pause down there for a moment. Place your head somewhere that feels supportive. There's definitely work going on in the hips, but can you feel your entire body here? Perhaps using the exhalation to soften, to let go. Whether that's physical gripping or emotional holding. Let it ride out on the exhale. Final breath out of the mouth. Then place the hands underneath your shoulders, tuck the back toes, lift up and back. You know your options, pause in downward dog or child's, or move through a final vinyasa. From downward dog, you're going to make your way through to seated. So bend your knees, look forwards, step or jump through. Final couple of poses. Have your feet hip distance apart and your hands just behind you. Press the hands and feet down, peel the hips up towards the sky. Reverse tabletop. The gaze could be at the belly if that feels better for the neck, or perhaps you rest the head behind you. Use your bum muscles to lift up the torso a little higher. And if it feels okay for you, you could gently rock just a touch backwards and forwards. Take another breath to lift, and then pop the bum down and give yourself a very well-deserved hug. Your forehead perhaps resting on the knees. And then lifting the gaze. From here, if you'd like to finish in Shavasana, you can lie down on your back. a lot of these pelvis work and opening are really preparing you for a seated position to allow you to meditate or to do a breathing exercise. So I'd recommend perhaps giving it a go to just sit for a couple of moments towards the end of this class. You can rest your palm one on top of the other. You could sit upright. Make sure you can feel your sit bones and your spine rising upwards. Shoulders down the back, chin tucked, and close your eyes. If you don't usually have a meditation practice, don't worry. The idea is to use the regulation of the breath, the deep, smooth inhale and exhale, to begin to calm and regulate the mind. The face is soft, almost an expression of deep sleep. And when thoughts come, as they definitely will, try not to give them afterthoughts. When you notice that you're thinking, you're being mindful and present. So perhaps keeping your attention, occupying your mind with the sound and the sensation of the breath in the body. We'll sit here for a minute. If you have time to stay, or perhaps to do one of our pranayama or meditation short classes, then come to that now. Otherwise, we'll finish together by bringing our hands one on top of each other to the heart space, allowing the corners of your mouth to gently lift. See how a smile softens the face. Taking a big breath in through the nose. Release through the mouth. Perhaps nodding down towards your heart. Hands towards the earth. Namaste. Thank you very much for practicing. I've been Hannah at Paper Dress Yoga. For all information, have a look at the website, paperdressyoga.co.uk. Thank you.